Yeah, because Ben's bad.
First up from Dave Hannum, at Hannum30. And he wants to know Marry, Fuck, Kill, which is the game that
Rose
made
that game, didn't
playing.
she?
So Marry, Fuck, Kill, and our three choices are Birdo, Toadette, and Dixie Kong.
Dude, I don't know.
So I'm going to marry Toadette.
Me too.
Because I feel like she's probably the most stable, provide a good home for you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to fuck Dixie Kong because she's tiny.
This is bizarre.
You could probably spin her. And she's a monkey, so she's got that extra tail that could do stuff.
Doesn't Mom watch this?
And does Mom watch these?
I don't know. Because I was going to make a comment about Birdo's mouth, and I'm not going to do it.
In the comments below, tell us what you think P2 was going to say about Birdo's mouth. I'm going to kill Birdo.
All right. I'm just going to mirror that. Let's move on.
Next up, question from Pam at Jasyla, JASYLA_. She's one of the co-hosts of Media Mavens, as well as a club member. She wants to know, what upcoming games are you most looking forward to?
Ooh, good question.
Yeah.
Last Guardian's coming up in October. I'm looking forward to that. Final Fantasy 15. Looking forward to that. How about you?
I read this question, Pam, and it actually took me about half an hour to come up with an answer.
Really?
So 2 days ago, I was at EB Games in their PS4 section. They have a sale on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Buy 2 used games, get $10 off.
You want to get a list up for you to buy?
Nope. And I looked at the wall, and I already own every PS4 game, with the exception of Dragon Age Inquisition, because I'm holding out for the Ultimate Edition, which already is out. I know. I just haven't bought it yet because I can't justify spending $55 on it, because I know it'll drop in price because it's a BioWare game.
It'll be so cheap soon.
So I was looking at the wall, and there was nothing there. None of their upcoming games really grabbed me.
God Eater comes out this month too. I want that too.
So PS4, there was nothing. I don't own an Xbox One, so I didn't even look at the Xbox One. I don't think, based on last E3, there's nothing they have really that interests me. So nothing there. I looked at the Wii U. The only game coming out for the Wii U is Paper Mario Sticker Jam Superstar. I don't know what the fuck it's called. Again, it's a game I might grab it, because I know Colleen enjoys that series, so it's something her and I could play together, but it's not something I'm looking forward to. There's Zelda on the NX/Wii U, but I'm having a hard time getting...
Zelda, I forgot all about that. Man, I'm super stoked about Zelda.
See, I was, but now I'm having a hard time getting excited for it because...
Who cares about graphics, man? This game is going to be awesome.
It's not just graphics, though.
It's
if
graphics.
the game plays better on the NX...
It was designed for the Wii U. The Wii
Was
U was
it, though?
That's what the demo they showed at E3 was, the Wii U one, not the NX one.
Was it?
Yeah.
For sure?
100%.
Okay, so I'm still sort of excited for Zelda.
There we go.
Yeah,
man, that's gonna.
I'm gonna have a hard time with that, though, man.
Dragon Quest 11.
That's on NX.
Yeah, and PS4 and 3DS, I think.
Yes, but that brings me to what I'm excited for, and the game that I'm most excited for right now is Dragon Quest VII on the 3DS.
Really?
Yeah, I own it on the PS1.
It's right there, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I own it on the PS1, but I absolutely love my 3DS. The ability to play my games on the go is such a huge bonus for me personally that it's my favorite console right now. Nothing can top the ability to have it in my pocket and just pull it out when I'm bored, waiting for an appointment or waiting in the car, or whatever I'm doing, to pull it out. So Dragon Quest VII, especially a game where you can just sort of roam around and grind a little bit. Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to the most, as well. Dragon Quest XI, which is supposed to be 3DS as well as NX and PS4, and the 3DS version is actually a completely different graphical version suited to the 3DS, so that's pretty exciting for me. Just shows you that Square Enix is they're dedicated to the Dragon Quest series, and they know that it sells really well on the Nintendo handhelds and holders.
I think you nailed
mobile devices that they. So Dragon Quest VII and as well Dragon Quest XI. That's the only ones I could come up with.
Dude, Final Fantasy VII Remake I'm excited for. Ni no Kuni 2 was announced like 2 years ago. I haven't seen anything on it since then. Oh, Nier 2!
Yeah.
Oh my god, Nier 2!
I still haven't played Nier 1.
Dude, you're missing out. I see that one too.
Yeah, I was away when that was a club game.
You gotta try that one out. Dude, there are so many games coming out that I'm so excited for. I'm shaking.
Even
and I have a huge backlog to go through first that I have to buy for the PS4 still. Like, oh man, there's just not enough time or money.
You can sell your kid. That solves both.
I don't know. I could
So if you're looking to buy a 3-month-old,
no, I can't sell her. But kidneys. I have 2 very good kidneys.
throw your offers in the comments.
Dude, I could pull my phone out and list 100 more too.
Get excited. I was looking at the wall, man. I couldn't get. None of them got me excited. Maybe Ratchet and Clank because I do. Enjoy
Okay, you know what would be a fun game for you and
I'll
Colleen?
wait till it's $5
For you and Colleen to play together would be Until Dawn. Play that together.
It's like a horror game.
Yeah,
Is it first person?
but you make decisions and then you can. It's like a teen slasher movie.
This is first person.
No.
Oh, it's not.
It's more like if you were to describe this as something, I would say a Telltale game. You have to make decisions, and how you make it will decide on if the kids survive.
I thought it was first person.
I don't want to spoil
What's
it.
the first? Oh, Dying Light is the first person.
Yeah, definitely. I don't care about that. But
Maybe
Until
I'll
Dawn would be
check
fun. I
Until
want to play
Dawn.
with Megan, so I think you'd have fun with Colin.
All right. Well, I'll look into it. Anyway, Pam, thank you very much for your question.
Yes, thank you, Pam. I'm super excited now.
All right. So next up, we got from Diego Avila at a Latino Lawyer. He wants to know: would you rather play only complete Atari Jaguar library for your life, or only your 2 favorite games for life? That's a no-brainer for me. I couldn't name a single Atari Jaguar
I don't know
game.
any either.
So I'm going to say if I have to choose between a console full of games I've never heard of, or 2 that I know are my favorite, I am that person.
What person?
The Atari Jaguar has the game that will give you the most absolute happiness in the world.
Oh!
Is it Final Fantasy 2?
No, dude. There's
Then I'll
not
take Final Fantasy 2.
Yeah.
No, I don't know anything about it. I know nothing about the Atari Jaguar. I couldn't name a single game. Atari doesn't interest me at all.
Yeah, me neither.
You go back and look at Atari games, the ColecoVision games, and they don't compare. It's like trying to go back to an abacus from a calculator. I don't understand.
Good point.
I mean, if you had an emotional attachment to it or nostalgia attached to it,
Oh, yeah.
I could see why you would still play them.
Completely different.
But I don't have any of that, and I have no desire to go back to compare Pitfall to Castlevania.
Oof.
Not even so. And you know what? I know the Jaguar is obviously a few generations past that, but I still don't know what games it. I couldn't tell you. I don't even know what it looks like. I couldn't even tell you what an Atari Jaguar looks like. Is it black?
I don't know either. Is that the one that they tried to make?
Oh, it's the retro VGS.
Yeah. The Chameleon.
Yeah. So no, yeah, my 2 favorite games. So it'll be Final Fantasy 2 and.
Dude, you're gonna shoot off your 2 favorite games right here? It would take me years to decide
to narrow that down.
I couldn't do it.
Thank you for your question, Diego. Oh, what were you?
Definitely the 2 favorite games, yeah. I don't know anything with the Atari Jaguar. But, you know what, this question, let's say it was the Super Nintendo library or your 2 favorite games. If your 2 favorite games are on the Super Nintendo, that's great. Well, let's say it's not the Super Nintendo then. You can pick any library except for the Super Nintendo or your 2 favorite games.
Oh.
Dude, tough.
That would be a tougher question.
That is tough.
That would be a tougher question.
Mm.
Especially when you start including if you went with a PS3 or Xbox 360, chances are you're going to get a collection that might have some of the games you want.
Right.
That would be a tough one. That would be a harder question.
Yeah, especially if you had to remove your top 5 games. Your top 5 games you can never play again.
But you get the whole library for PS1
So
or
you have to pick-
PS3 or Xbox 360. That would be tough.
That is a tough question.
Please don't ask that next week.
Yeah.
As well, Diego had a second question. Still at a Latino Lawyer.
Yep.
And he said, what was your fallback way of playing games as a kid once your hands or thumbs were sore and cramped?
I remember I used to get blisters, and you used to tell me I have to keep playing, and I would cry because I had to beat a level in Mega Man.
Yep.
I don't know. I never really got cramped up, but I can beat, or used to be able to beat, the first get the first star in Mario 64 with my feet. We had to go climb up the mountain and spin that guy around and throw him the bomb thing.
How the fuck did you learn you could do that?
Dude, I played a lot of Mario 64. Maybe my hands were
So
great.
we're going to live stream P2 getting the first star in Mario 64 with his feet. I also don't remember my hands or thumbs getting cramped up very much.
Yeah.
If at all. So,
We
I
do
don't know.
pop our fingers a lot, though.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting.
I still, even now, my hands don't really get cramped up or sore from playing games.
No. And, even playing Shovel Knight, my thumb, I could still feel it, but I would just move it a little bit. And,
Yeah. And then move on. So what did you do, Diego? What happens when your hands get cramped up?
And everybody else. Let me know.
No, just Diego.
Yeah. I love his new picture, by the way.
Yeah. So next up, we got a question from Critical Failure at Tiger Claw TV. This one's not an actual question. This was something I answered last night.
Okay.
Well, actually, you know what? I will answer it. So he said,
in case people need to know.
where do comments for the weekly show go? There's no form for them, and they're not on the site. Mm-hmm. So if you want to leave a comment on one of these podcasts, you can either go to YouTube, where every day, Monday to Friday, we upload a single segment.
Yeah.
Monday CC Weekly, Tuesday CC Update, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Or wait until Wednesday, and on Wednesday, you can go to www.cartridgeclub.org under the videos section, and you can see the full-length video of this podcast, and you can leave comments on there.
I never thought, should we put up a forum for questions and stuff?
No, they can do it through Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, you can leave comments on Twitter.
I'm not searching two spots.
Excuse me.
Next, Critical Failure searches he searches the comments on his old show, the comments on the blog, the comments on YouTube, and an email address. The man is insane.
Busy man.
He's checking 4 spots for questions.
Wow. He's an app that does it all. You know?
I barely remember to search Twitter when we sit down. And the second question, also from Critical Failure, is: are you going to MagFest in January?
I probably will not be. How about you?
I would really like to.
Okay.
As of right now, I do not have a ticket. I do not have a plan to go there.
I heard it's booking.
I don't have a hotel room, which I know are sold, so I have to sleep in the street like a homeless person.
Like a piece of trash.
But I would love to go. See, my concern is last year I planned to go to MagFest, and in December, before the MagFest, my unit called me and deployed me overseas for 6 months.
That sucked.
So then I came home, so I couldn't go, obviously, I was overseas. So I came home, and I planned to go to Barrie to visit. Actually, it even starts before then. Last August, Kevin and Sarah had plans to come down and visit us here. And my unit loaded me on a course that had me away from home for 3 weeks, right in the middle of the time when they would come down. So they couldn't come down.
You're
so then
cursed,
that
dude.
February, I planned to go to MagFest with Aeneas Payne, hang out with Mailbag, and Rip, and I think Chris Robertson as well. And I got deployed for 6 months to the Mediterranean Sea. So I came home and I planned to go to Barrie Game Exchange this week, and I was T-boned last week. So nope, no plans to go anywhere.
Cartridge curse.
Are you listening, universe? I'm staying here. But I would love to go. It's a maybe. I'm a maybe leaning towards no right now.
Why don't we have a game exchange here in the Atlantic province?
Oh, because fuck us.
Oh boy.
We have the Halcon Science Fiction Convention and Gaming Comic meetup exchange,
which is
it's really fun, and a lot of people enjoy it every year, and it keeps getting bigger every year. And it's more pop culture focused than video game focused, so there isn't as much of a draw for me.
We need a game exchange.
Although one year they did have R.A. Salvatore there, and he spoke about writing Kingdoms of Amalur, which is one of my favorite.
That was the year we went. One of the years we went.
I think, yeah.
Did we go 2 years?
The second year we went, they had the ticket snafu, and we were outside in the line.
Oh,
for 4 hours.
That's right. I remember.
And the guy told us that they were going to fix the problem, and it would be fixed overnight. They guaranteed it if anybody wanted to exchange their tickets for the next day. And I responded with, the brain team working on this fix is the same one who couldn't foresee this coming for 6 months. And it was, so we just got our money back. Thanks for your question, Critical Failure. Tiger Claw TV, everybody, if you're not listening, please check it out.
Listen.
I'm hoping, I think I might have got him roped into do Dead Space with Vintage in October.
Wow.
Yeah, only one spot left on that show. So if you're looking to get in on Dead Space, you want a chance to talk with Vintage and Critical Failure about a great EA game.
That's a monster crew.
Then definitely reach out to us on that.
Yep.
I actually already have somebody in mind. Oh wait,
you can still reach out.
It is full. Next up, we have a question from Julian Vega at JJ1986-2004. And he asks, will you ever try the Whopperito from Burger King?
Wow. It's funny because we were talking about this last night at work. Yeah, I'll try it out. Why not? If the time arises. It's essentially a Whopper in a burrito, right?
I have no idea what it is. I actually haven't eaten fast food since Canada Day, July 1st.
Wow. So
I'm going to say no, because my intention is to not eat that anymore, because Colleen is concerned that there is fat around my heart. I don't know. Based on the fact that there's fat around everything else, I'm going to assume she's right.
Coming to work, man. I'll get them to take a look. was I going to say? Yeah, no, I'll try it out.
I also never tried the KFC Double Down.
I did. Very disappointing. Not as filling as you might think. I think it's because there's no bun.
You need that.
Like, you think you're going to fill up more because of the meat, but no, I think
you
it's
need
the
that bun.
Yeah.
Thanks for your question, Julian.
Thank you, Julian. Hey, did you try it? Did anybody else try it? Let me know.
Next up, we got a question from Mrs. Q-Dog. I just realized she didn't use CC answers in the question, but it's because her question was too long and she didn't have room for it.
That's not her fault, then.
No. So the question, and it's Mrs. Q-Dog, I'm a little afraid of her. The question is...
You should be.
Was there any food that I missed on my trip that I couldn't get on the boat?
It's not on here?
No. So, yes, there is. Donaires was a big one.
Ooh.
They tried making ship donaires. Not the same. As well, shepherd's pie is a big one that I like at home. Again, they made it on the ship, but it's when you're preparing a meal for 200 people, and I have nothing against the cooks on our boats. They work their asses off. They're the hardest working people on the ship. They're going 24/7. When you're making a meal for 200 people, it's not the same as when your mom's making it for you, or your wife's making it for you, or even when you're making your own. And you're not allowed to make your own because people are disgusting pigs, and they don't want everybody in there touching the food that everybody else eats.
Mucking it up.
So, everything. I missed everything. All of it. Except the coffee. Coffee in Europe was decent.
Are you allowed to have peanut butter on the boat?
There is peanut butter on the boat, so yeah, I could eat. So, and that we had access to that. The problem is it's in the main cafeteria where all of us go to eat. And as I previously stated, people are fucking disgusting. So they open a jar of peanut butter and it sits there open. I actually watched a woman once take a jar of mayonnaise and a spoon.
Don't say it.
And spoon feed herself, or not mayonnaise, sorry, Cheese Whiz. Spoon feed herself the Cheese Whiz for an hour. She sat at a table for an hour and ate Cheese Whiz with a fucking spoon.
Way.
And then, I'm not kidding. Ask Colleen. She knows her. She was there. I can say the woman's name, but I'm not going to do that.
Do not.
An hour. She sat there eating this fucking Cheese Whiz. Then she got up and she put the Cheese Whiz jar back with the rest of the food for everybody else to eat after eating it with the same spoon for an hour.
Wow. That sounds...
So
horrible.
when we would get into port, I would buy my own little jar of peanut butter that I would keep with me, and everybody would laugh at me, oh, you're eating the peanut butter. And then when everybody else got sick at the same time and they were all pissing out of their assholes, I would happily enjoy my peanut butter and jam sandwich.
Oh, God. That sounds...
Thanks for the question, Mrs. Q-Dog.
Delightful.
I managed to not get riled up there.
Yeah.
Ish. Next up, Retro Nonsense. at Duke0619 asks, if the internet and YouTube didn't exist, do you think you'd still be as into retro gaming as you are now?
Ooh, that's a deep question.
Because I got back into it because you had been watching YouTube.
Yeah. And I didn't have, we had lost most of our collection. We've had to reamass it. Would we have done that with it? I don't know. That's a good question.
It's a great question.
I mean, I would always love old games, but would I just be emulating them?
Well,
would
the
I
answer,
not have the collection?
I mean, really, tomorrow, if I deleted all of my online accounts and I stopped talking to everybody I know, if I was still interested in the things I have, would answer that question.
It would?
Maybe. No, it would tell me if I could maintain my interest after losing everybody that we talked to. I'm going to say that I would definitely still be into gaming, and I don't know if I would be as into retro gaming. I do believe that retro gaming, because I had played a lot of World of Warcraft. That was my go-to vice.
Me too.
And then when that ended, I bought a PS3. And the first game I bought for the PS3 was Modern Warfare 2. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And Madden 12? 13? 12? Whatever it was.
Yeah.
And so I do truly believe that if it wasn't for P2 saying, hey, you know what, let's start a YouTube channel. All these people on YouTube were talking retro games. Hey, do you remember playing these games? That if I had been left to just play current day games, that I wouldn't still be playing games. I would have a new hobby now. And I probably would have gone back to Warcraft or something like that.
I bet you that NES Classic would have come out. Yeah, this might actually get more people to get back into retro games. Because I bet you would have seen that NES Classic because we wouldn't have already been surrounded by it. And been like, hey, let's pick it up.
Let's check that. Yeah, maybe, yeah. Because even now, my PS3, Xbox 360 collection is minimal. I maybe have 30 games. I don't even know if I have that many between the two of them. Because modern games, current day games, just don't speak to me the way, most of them don't, some do, but they just don't, and again, it's because I'm older, I understand all that, but they don't speak to me the same way that the older games did, so I wouldn't have that desire to keep playing them. So if it wasn't, I don't know if I would be into retro games if not for YouTube, but I definitely will say that if not for the Cartridge Club community and YouTube and recollecting and reconnecting with my brother and with the games that I have, that I definitely wouldn't still be as into gaming as I am now. So Colleen would probably be happier. I imagine she hates YouTube.
No, I imagine. I don't know, man. This is a tough question. Yeah, I definitely don't. It wouldn't be as fervent, I guess. It wouldn't be as prominent in our lives without YouTube. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. What about you guys? I'd like to hear, from everybody else, too. It's a fascinating question.
Would you, would the people listening or watching be as into retro games as they are now, if they are, if it wasn't for the influence of the online gaming community?
Let us know.
And last question from Bill at STC Pod. He wants to know, have you two studs ever fought over the same girl?
Studs. I don't know. I wonder if people know how much age difference we have.
I'm 35 and P2 just turned 30.
Yeah.
So there's 5 years between us. So we never, because of the fact that we moved a lot as children, we never actually even went to the same school.
It's true.
So when I was in grade, we went to one school that stopped at grade 4, and then you had to get bused to a different school that went for 5, or stopped at grade 3. And so Sycamore Lane would bus me to 4, 5, and 6.
Like Acadia was where I went.
Was primary to 3.
And you were already gone to Sycamore.
Right. I went to Sycamore for 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
So when he was old enough to start school, I would have been in grade 5, and at that point we were in different schools.
Right.
So then he moved on. I moved then to junior high. So we were never in school together.
Yeah. Fascinating.
So and we never had the same friends, same circles of friends. And where he was 5 years younger than me, any girls that he would have been interested in at that time would have been extremely too young for me.
Could have been interesting.
Yeah. And on the same token, any girls that would have been my age would have not been interested in
maybe babysitting.
Yeah, that's right. So we never actually fought over the same girl.
But hopefully you learned a little from our history. We never really talk about ourselves, I guess.
No. Nobody really cares about us.
I care.
So no, we've never fought over the same girl. I don't think we ever, other than games, I don't know if we fought over anything.
No.
Chicken nuggets, maybe?
Oh, micro machines. Or maybe just dinkies in general.
Yeah.
How about you and Joe?
You guys ever fight over the same? Were you guys, because they were married. Hey, you know what?
Just answer the question.
Tell us. About Pamela at work.
Oh, boy. All right.